Okay, so we are going to learn something new today. And it's new because it's called prime factorization. And what prime factorization is, like we talked in vocabulary, it's the breaking down of a composite number. And a composite number has multiple or more than one set of factors. So, for instance, let's look at this. It says, what is the prime factorization of 16? And what that means is that you would put 16 on the top, okay? Then you make it a tree. We call it a factor tree. So it's the branches. These lines we call branches, okay? This is a picture. You aren't going to always get a picture. You're gonna always, you'll get what is a prime factorization of 16, and then you're expected to make the tree. Okay, but since this is the first time of me introducing it to you, that's why I made it so you have a visual for it. So we have to find the prime factorization of 16, okay? And they're giving us 2. So we have to figure out 2 times what gives me 16. So I'm going to put 8, because 8 times 2 is 16. Now, I put a circle around the 2. And the reason there's a circle around the 2 is because and this is the most important thing you need to know about prime factorization, is because this is our prime number. We circle our prime numbers. 8 is composite, so we're going to break that down again. So we put 2, we circled it because it's prime, and then we put 4. Okay, then we break down 4, and we would put 2 in there. Okay, and then I'm going to put shape there. You won't have to do this. I'm just doing it because I forgot to put it there. And you would put 2. Okay, so now with that being said, when it's circled, do you notice we do not put tree branches on it? And that's because we don't need to break down, because we know 2 times 1 is the only way, or the only numbers that we would put in our prime factorization. And like we've stated before, 1 is neither prime nor composite. So we don't put 1, we don't use 1 in the breaking down of a composite number. So now I'm going to talk about 2 ways we write our prime factorization out. Okay, the only thing we write are our prime numbers that we have, and our prime numbers are the numbers we've circled. So we're not writing 8, we're not writing 4, we're only writing the circled numbers. So we would write 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Those are the numbers that we have circled only, because we're only putting our prime numbers in the box. That is the most important thing you need to remember. You will not get this correct if you put composite numbers in there. You have to put the numbers you circle, and don't just circle any number. You need to circle the prime numbers. But we had talked about, when we see 2 times 2 times 2, or repeated multiplication of the same number, we can write that a different way. The second way that we write this is 2, and you can write to the 4th power. Remember, there's 2 ways we can do this. You can write 2 caret 4, or it was 2 control period 4. Okay, so that's the other way you would write this. Okay, so that's one way of doing prime factorization. Let's look at the other. Let's look at, not one way, that's how you prime factorize. Let's look at another example. Okay, so it says, what is the prime factorization of 42? So we're going to get a little bit bigger here, a bigger number, and we have 42. So we have to ask ourselves, what 2 numbers give me 42? Okay, so I know 6 and 7 give me 42. Okay, so if 6 and 7 give me 42, I'm looking here and I'm trying to think of numbers that give me 6. What times what gives me 6? 2 times 3. And again, you will have this circle there. You will have the circle there. I forgot to put it there for you, but it's there now. So you will all have a circle to put your 3 in. And once you have that there, we will make that white, and you will type in it as a 3. You'll just double click on that circle and put 3 there. So I circle 3 and I circle 2 because they are my prime numbers. 3 times 1 gives me 3, and that's it. 2 times 1 gives me 2, and that's it. Now I'm looking here at 7. I'm looking and thinking of my factors of 7. 1 times 7 gives me 7. 2 times nothing gives me 7. 3 times nothing gives me 7. 4 times nothing gives me 7. 6 times nothing gives me 7. So 7 is the only other number I have. So I have to circle 7. So I'll drag that circle around it and I circle it. Now we have to write out our prime factorization. So I double click. Remember, it's only our prime numbers, the only numbers that you circled. Okay, but I have 3 numbers circled. I need to make sure I put them in order from least to greatest. So I write 2 times 3 times 7 because 2 is circled, 3 is circled, 7 is circled. Now, I can't put 237 to the whatever power I feel like putting there. I can't. I'm not allowed to. When I put it as an exponent, the only way to make it an exponent if it's repeated multiplication of that same number. There is no repeated multiplication of the same number for 2 times 3 times 7, so there's not another way we can write this. We can't put 2 to the 3rd power times the 7. That's going to give us something different. We can't put 3 to the 7th power times 2. That'll give us a different answer. So you have to make sure that you put 2 times 3 times 7, and that's the only way you can do it. Okay, so there's 2 ways that we prime factorize.